Yes, vocab. Judas was a saint, meaning he was an Israelite. This is a live, I don't know if this is a premiere or actual live stream or so. This is the video, Vocab Malone's channel, Christian and Israelite on saints, Israel's sin, hell, law, righteousness, David, Ham, and denominations.
Do you believe Judas? Do you believe Judas is a saint?
I believe Judas was a damn devil.
Okay.
You know,
So
and
you're
I'm
not
not saying that Israelite. I'm
He's an
saying
Israelite,
Judas.
right? Yeah, is Judas a saint? He's an Israelite.
Well, yeah, he was.
Absolutely, he's a saint. He's still a saint. He's gonna be in the kingdom as a saint. He's gonna be back in his order as an Israelite. Don't you know that the Most High put it in him to do what he had to do? Read, was it Proverbs 20, verse 24, or 24, verse 20? I'm not gonna go to it. Man's goings of the Lord.
An Israelite, but just because you know what the word saint means, right?
Yeah, it means set apart. It means sanctified. Right?
So we gonna get it.
But I'm saying,
The creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but have been subject to the same. Let me go to that before I botch it up. I don't want to botch it up. Let me bring this over here. All right. Okay. Let me go to Romans. Romans 8, verse, I'll go to 20. I'll start at 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subject the same in hope. So why did Judas Iscariot do what he did? Because he was subject he was subject to vanity, not willingly. He didn't want to do that. He played a part. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. So all Israel is going to be in the kingdom. Okay, or you can throw that old eternal hell garbage out the window. Let's come on back.
is Judas a saint? Because you said the saints are the Israelites. So is Judas a saint?
Not all Israelites are keeping themselves holy. So everybody, even though
None of us are. None of us were. None of us are really, because every day you sin, or you're subject to sin, pursuant to Romans the 7th chapter. It's not me that sinneth, but sin. It's not me that doeth it, but sin that dwelleth in me. So what the hell are these guys talking about? You know, the scriptures speak about justified by the law. You can't be justified by the law. You break one law, you're guilty of all.
in general, we are God chosen people, just like the name Israel. Israel means princes of God, right?
So
You
when
know
you
what
say
Israel
Judas,
means? Hold on, just focus on this. What does the word Israel mean?
well, one of which wrestles with God, really.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It means wrestles with God. It's not wrestles with God. The word for wrestle is napathal. You don't say the word Israel and you hear a napathal in it. It does not mean that, vocab. The word Israel is Yah, he, Shah, prince, and Allah, meaning God. He, prince, God. Or he's a prince of God. God meaning the Father. The fuck you mean wrestle? He wrestle. Now the translators will tell you that it means wrestle. No, it doesn't mean that. The word literally means, if you understood some Hebrew, you would know it. Israel is Yah Shah Allah. He, prince with God.
It's a little more accurate.
It ain't fucking accurate, man.
you think that Israel means something it doesn't mean. It's a very simple process to go see what it means. It comes from a couple of different parts, which everyone knows that. That's not a surprise. And you have Yasha and El. Those are the two words it forms from. And when you get that together, you have God strives. God strives. And this is why Israel is one who wrestles with God.
Doesn't mean that. It doesn't. This guy doesn't know Hebrew, man. Let me bring that back. Let me bring it back. Come on back.
And El. Those are the two words it forms from. And when you get that together, you have God strives. God strives. And this is why Israel is one who wrestles with God, because they're wrestling against God. And that's why it directly relates to Jacob wrestling the angel.
Loosely translated, you can say that, but the literal meaning of Yasha Allah Israel is he, Prince of God. And let me show you that. Now, if you go to the blue letter and you put in Israel, because they go off, Israel. Okay, Israel. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Genesis 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name, the angel said to Jacob, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince, that's what the Shah is, hast thou power with God. So the word that what he said, prince with God, is Shah Allah. Shah is prince, Allah or El is power. As power with God. And we're gonna, and then you put the Yah in it. You put the Yah as a prefix in front of Shah Allah. It's he prince of God. That's what it means. But with men and hath prevailed. That's what it means. Now watch how they translate it. The angel broke it down the right way. He said, your name is going to be Shah Allah. Because as a prince, Shah, he shall what? Have power with God. Shah is prince. El or Allah means power. Means judge. You have the Heavenly Father. He's a judge. You are a son of God. Prince is a son of a king. Like I said, the Yah, the prefix Yah, which is it, is he. So instead of Shah Allah, it's Yasha Allah. He is a prince of God. Let me check out how the blue letter breaks it down, because they go off. Like I said, that's vocab just regurgitating the stuff that he read in certain books. Once you understand some Hebrew, you know what I'm talking about. Here it is. Yah. Yah is he. Shah is prince. And El or Allah is God. He prince God. Or he's a prince of God. And did not the angel just say it? If anybody knows, shouldn't the angel know, fresh out of heaven? Was that angel rusty on his Hebrew? It says Israel, God prevails. Doesn't mean that. It does not mean that. Does not mean that at all. Let's deal with the word Shah. Let's deal with the word Shah. This is Allah, El or God. This is Shah. Let's see if they break it down right. Nope, they didn't break it down right. It's supposed to be prince. The angel just said, he said prince. Let's go to the word. Let's go to the word prince. Let's see what prince. We're going to spell it out in the English. Prince. Okay, prince. Let's see what happens. Mighty prince among us. Hear us, my Lord. Thou art a mighty prince among us. So let's see what word in the Hebrew pops up. Prince among us. Spare me for a minute. Nasha, Nasha, Ya. But there's another way you say it. Let me click on that. Because Andrew just said it. He said, for as a prince. Nasha is a little bit closer. Nasha, one lifted up, chief, prince, captain, leader, rising, miss. Let's click on this one, on this word. Okay, there's no. But let's come back. Like I said, the blue letter goes off at times. Let's go back to Genesis 32, verse 28. And he said, the angel said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Jacob is Hebrew, Ya'iquab. And it means to supplant. He supplant. But Israel, Yasha Allah, or Yisrael, for as a prince, Shah, have thou power with God. He's a prince of God. So you went off again, vocab.
Because he was a theophany, which is a divine appearance. So that's where you have those two things together. Now, when it comes to saints, you're saying that only Israelites are saints, but notice you can't say all Israelites are saints, so we cannot make that equivocation.
All Israelites are saints, whether they do wickedness or not. They're saints. They might not be acting in a saintly manner, but they are all saints. Ultimately, at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, Romans chapter 11, verses 25 and 26, maybe 26, says, and so all Israel shall be saved, even the ones that are wicked. Why? Because man's goings are of the Most High. How can a man then understand his own way? Why do we sin? Because the Most High program us to sin. Why is he going to give us a new covenant? So he can reprogram us not to sin. We're going to be perfect.
And that's why Judas, for someone to say Judas is a saint would be a wicked thing indeed, because he is a devil and he betrayed Christ.
And he's still a saint, vocab.
So now when we go to the New Testament, which is, again, that's where the word saint comes from, hagios, that's a Greek word, hagios, it literally means one who is set apart. And so all I'd have to do is show that Gentiles as well as Israelites are elect, and then we'll see that that is what a saint is. Now, that's not the topic of our debate. I can do that because it's in the scripture, because it says elect, it says the elect of the Gentiles as well as Israel.
Wants to stick that in there, those Gentiles and Israelites, vocab. Let me go to saints. Let me put in the word saint. Saint. I want the New Testament scriptures. Okay, New Testament. Salute every saint in Yahushai. Hamashiach Yahushai. The brethren which are with me greet you. Let's look up the word saint. Let's see what it says. Hagios. Most holy thing, a saint. And saint in the Latin, santa, means holy or clean. Sanitation means clean. Insane means not clean. Let's click on the word. Okay, this is Okay, this is the Hebrew. Let's click on this. Let's see what this says. It's not giving me what I want. But you know what I'm gonna do? Let's do it in the Old Testament. Let's come back. It gets lost in translation when you go to the Greek. Let's go to the Old Testament. Okay, Psalms 106, verse 16. They envy Moses also in the camp, and Aaron, the saint of the Lord. Let's look up the word saint, and I bet you the word is Kodash. Envy Moses camp, Aaron, saint. The word is Quadawash, or we'll say Quadash. Quadawash, which the root is Quadash. Quadawash is like we say instead of shalom, we say shalom, right? Because of the wa in between the da and the sha. So what does it mean? It means sacred, holy, holy one, saint, set apart. Yeah, you set apart the holy thing, the clean thing. So now let's go to the root, Kodash. To be consecrated, with sacred, sanctify means clean, holy, righteous. The opposite of dirty, prepared, dedicated, be hallowed, be holy, be sanctified, be separate, to be set apart, be consecrated, to be hallowed. So to be separated, you separate the holy things. This is what the Most High is going to do when he comes to deliver the elect. He's going to separate the holy from the unholy, the clean from the unclean. So let's come on back.
Now, the reason why you do this is because you're under the false impression you yourself are Israel. And that's also not the topic.
Who are the Israelites? Who are the Israelites? If we're not the Israelites, who are the Israelites? Who are the Israelites, vocab? Everything I'm throwing at you is another subject. Who are you say we're not the Israelites, but who are the Israelites?
But we do need to touch.
This is why it's a waste of time dealing with this guy. This is why, look, this is why IUIC don't want to deal with him. Because it's a waste of time. Complete waste of time. He because I'm white and I say so. Because I went to a seminary, theological cemetery, so I know more than you. The theological cemeteries out there don't know about the Most High. If they did, they would say that these people, the Black, Puerto Rican, and Native Americans of Central and South America, the Negroes, Indians, and Latinos of North, Central, and South America, including Canada, which is the Americas, are the Israelites. This was a thing back in the 1500s when you had settlers, 15, 16, 1700s, you had settlers come from Europe to the New World. They called it the Indians the descendants of the Israelites.
We do need to touch Revelation, yet you would still be wrong. So we do need to touch Revelation 13:10.
He's wrong because he says he's wrong. And when it rains Snicker bars. But does that make it true? If you said that, vocab, this is why we call you a clown. This is why we don't take you seriously.
Lie, bro. But and I'm gonna let you talk. I'm just gonna address this real fast. Bro, even if I wasn't an Israelite, what I said stands firm whether I'm an Israelite or not. First of all, the saints.
No, you're wrong about almost everything.
I just showed you the saints or the Israelites, whether you like it or not.
No, you didn't. You did not.
You must have not looked at the screen, but thank God we have a lot of people that that will watch it and will look at the actual screen. I just showed you in the blue letter. I just showed you in the blue letter. I just showed you in the blue letter that
you're getting frustrated, Vocab. You always bringing fucking debates, man. Don't fuck with us, and we won't fuck with you. That's a topic right there. Don't start none. Don't be none. let me put in the word saints. This guy's a nut. This guy's truly a nut. He should be set apart in a damn insane asylum. Okay, let me come over here. I'm going to go to the New Testament. I'm going to the New Testament. Let's see here. Okay, let me just pick out a few. There's so many to choose from. Let me go to Revelation. Let me go to Revelation. Oh, a good one is let me go to this one. Let me go to this one. It's Psalms. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Who made a covenant with the Most High by sacrifice, by a series of sacrifices? The old covenant, it was given to Israel. Right here, it means the Israelites. So let's come on.
Israel or the saints. I literally just showed you that in Psalm 148. So, unless you can show me in the scripture where he called any other race of people the saints, I don't care if all of them are saints or not. The scripture doesn't say all of the people have to be saints before these people to be the saints. Doesn't even make sense. He said Israel was a holy people, even though for 40 years in the wilderness, most of that generation died in the wilderness. They weren't even allowed to enter the Holy Land, even though he called them a holy people. He still called them a holy people, even after the wickedness that they were doing in the wilderness.
Now you see, you got Judah, Israel. There is no such place as hell. Correct. Judah, Israel. Paul never came to the heathen Gentiles, only the Israelite Gentiles. Correct. You have Gentiles and then you have Gentiles. Then this clown says liar. What did he lie about? Yes, there is, and Christ destroyed hell in the end. So we don't got to worry about hell because the Messiah destroyed it. These people are fucking, all these Christians need to be locked up somewhere. They should be put in padded rooms with straight jackets on and fed soup every day.
So for you to sit up there and say, well, Judas was wicked and was it? I'm not calling him.
Judas was wicked. He did a wicked act. Why did he do that wicked act? Because he was subject unto vanity, not willingly. In the spiritual realm, he didn't want to do that. He was appointed as an angel. Look, when you go down, you're going to get with the Messiah, and then you're going to betray the Messiah to fulfill prophecy. Saul, you're going to be the first king, but you're going to come against the Lord, and the Lord's going to pull the kingship from you and give it to your neighbor David, and you're going to try to kill him in the process. Was Moses a wicked man? Was he not a saint? Because it says in the kingdom, they're going to see Moses, what they say, no, they said Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But Moses would be considered because he said, need I strike the rock to give the children of Israel water? And the Most High said, see that land, that's that beautiful land? You're not going there because you were lifted up with pride. So that was your punishment. But did Moses eventually go to the land? Yeah, he was reincarnated into the land in a leadership position.
Judas the saint. Is he the descendants of the saints? Yes. Is he descendants of the saints? Yes. Because the Israelites in general are saints. Does that mean everybody is going to be practicing holiness? No.
Right. you got Israelite men and Israelite women that are committed the acts of adultery, that commit Moism. We'll say it that way for a reason. Are they saints? Yes, they're still saints because they're Israelites, but they're going to die. They're going to die on this side and they're going to come back. They're not going to burn in hell. Please do not listen to Bishop Nathaniel with that nonsense, that Roman Catholic nonsense. See, who's this? Naquan is going off with that hell doctrine. I guess he's talking about him. Yep, that's his name. Yeah, because I believe that they believe in true nation of Israel. They believe that in a hell doctrine too.
It does not mean that.
Oh, so wait. Notice how I said in the beginning it was one who was holy or set apart. Now you just agreed with me. You said, will everyone be practicing holiness? No. So
It will be in the kingdom under the new covenant.
So this is good because now we're showing your real definition finally comes out. Hold on, look at if I can. Your real definition comes out, which is saint is one who is holy or elect. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. In my Judas example,
It does. It's the Israelites. The Israelites are saints, whether they're committing that wicked acts or not. It's, at the end of the day, they are all saints. Are they doing saintly things? Necessarily, no. They're going to be doing saintly things in the kingdom.
is what I brought forward to destroy your silly notion, and you just now agreed with it. So thank you for agreeing. It's one who practices holiness, and the reason why they practice holiness is because they've been set apart. That's what it has to do with. Now, do you want to see where you can see that Gentiles are elect? Now, this again is not the topic of our debate. But since
no, I don't, because like you said, it's not the topic of the debate. And I'm looking at the word saints right here, and it doesn't say anything about being elect. It says saints. Look, saints. 19 times.
No, but this,
godly, good, godly man, holy one. Look.
Yes, the way it works like this is those two things. Those
quiet.
Right. The only way that
it doesn't say elect, bro.
No, the only reason those two things are related is because you're not a saint unless you are elect.
Of course, I can show you who the elect is.
That's a damn lie. That's not true. The elect will be saved, and the rest of the saints will come in after the fact.
Okay. And after I show you who the elect is, you show me where it says the Gentiles are elect. But I'm gonna show you who the elect are. Right?
Okay.
Because nowhere in the Bible does he ever call any other race of people elect besides these people.
So no one else you believe could ever be considered a saint.
That's it. That's correct. You got it right.
I'm going to show you who the elect. All right. Put it together. This is Isaiah 45 and 2. It says, for Jacob my servant's sake. Jacob my servant's sake. In Israel my elect. I have even called thee by thy name, and I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So the Israelites, whether they knew him or not, they are his elect. Judas most likely didn't know God. Obviously, they don't know God enough that he betrayed the Messiah. Most likely, whether he knew it or not, he was of the elect seed of Israel. So now you show me where
he's going to come back as righteous. He's going to come back as righteous. And like I said, he went off because the Most High made him go off. He programmed him to go off.
For the heathen or any other race outside were actually called the word elect. Oh, wait.
All right. So your position is that all Israelites are, or is your position that all Israelites are saints or not?
Ultimately, they are saints. They're not living saintly lives. So we would call them wicked or whatever you want to call them. But in the kingdom, they will all come back and become holy. What does it say in Isaiah? I believe it's either Isaiah 1 and 3. Let me see if I can find that. It says all holy. I don't need to get that right now. I'm not going to deal with that. I'll come back to that.
Show me where he calls any other race a saint or his elect in the Bible.
That's not a position. That's not a position.
That is my position. That's my position right now for you to do. Just like I can go in there and show you Israel is his elect and Israel is his saints. Now I need you to show me where any other race or any other nation of people were called elect or saints.
Sure. Yeah, it is simple. So in Romans 9, if you want me to share my screen, or you want to put it on the screen?
I'll put it Romans 9. Let me get it. And be careful because you're about to cut yourself. I'm already seeing where this is going.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Now notice the whole time you're not actually discussing are you going to own black African slaves.
I already told you we're going to own every race. And then you say black African slaves. I'm gonna tell you, Hamites, people of many skin tones. Remember, there's many races of people on this earth. Not all of them are the same just because they're black or melanated people, and that's the confusion that this world for your people y'all have caused. Y'all have labeled the world black and white, so now you think everybody that's black is the same race. Everybody that has black skin or melanin, you think the Kenyans, the Ethiopians, the Eritreans, and Somalians are all the same breed. And
I don't think that's the kind of dumb stuff you guys believe. You guys
no, that's the same race. Don't believe. That's how we know how to see.
See, he called them silly and dumb stuff. This is why you don't take this guy seriously, man. It's a fucking waste of time going back and forth with this guy. He has a preconceived belief that he knows it all. He graduated from a theological seminary, so he knows more than we. We're just confused. This is why you don't deal with this guy.
No, you believe all white people are the same race. You believe all white people are the same race.
That's true.
So we believe it, but actually it's you who believe it because you just said, well, all white people are the same race. But no. So notice this: you guys all white people are the same race, but not black people are the same race. No, we don't. That's what you guys believe. We don't believe that.
Hold on. You saying when you say we don't, are you talking about white people don't believe that?
I'm talking about Christians who have a brain in their head. That's what I'm talking about.
Most Christians, especially in America, don't even know. They don't believe nothing. They believe the world is black and white, color and white. They don't know what Hebrew is. They don't know that. No, we don't, bro. We understand that there's different races of black people. That's why you're asking. Hold on.
So wait, there's different races of black people, not different races of white people.
Bro, can you just please, bro? I'm gonna let you talk. I'm not even.
You're really not gonna let me talk.
I've been letting you talk, bro. You've been able to lot more out than I ain't even been able to finish certain points because you're so busy talking. But what I want to say is the proof that we do that we don't believe that all black races are the same or all black people in different countries.
See this guy right here, Keynote. Cook Johnson. Christ said the thing that come inside the mouth does not defile a man, but what comes from the heart defiles him. So this is what they use to say it's all right to eat pork. Well, guess what? When they cut off the food, I want you guys to get used to eating dirt. As long as you do it in the name of Thanksgiving of the Most High. These Christians are fucking idiots. That's why he used the word silly and dumb. Your dumb belief, that's an ad hominem attack. He's getting frustrated.
So the same race is for you to even ask me this question, knowing that, and even say that, well, the one West rhetoric, the one West believes that we will have African slaves. Why would they believe? Obviously, they don't believe that people that they will have slaves that are in Africa are the same exact race as the people. So we have to understand that they make distinctions. We all believe that there is different races of black people. Now, when it comes to white people, no, you're all one race. Pretend that they're the tribe of Esau who took over just that land and pretend to be here.
You don't see the problem with that. So
no, I do see the problem.
So all white people are the same race, but all black people.
What he means by white people, he's talking about Edomites. You're going to have so-called white people that are actually Israelites. What he's talking about is Edomites. All Edomites come from the same race. Race in Latin meaning raza, which means gene. And he said black. You had different races among black people, right? You had the Hamites, you had the Ishmaelites, you had the Elamites, which are dark. And there's Elamites and Ishmaelites that are darker than this brother right here. But he's using the term black. There's many races of so-called black people. There's only one race of Edomites. They all go to the same individual, your daddy, Esau.
Like the same race. We prove that. We have actual evidence. Now, I'm sure you can. That could be another subject in itself. You know what I'm saying? Well, we can definitely talk about that and go into the information in the book of records on those. But that's neither here or there. We're going to focus on this particular subject. Now, you said you want the book of Romans chapter 9. I'm getting it for you. You said that this is going to prove that other races of people outside of the Israelites are the elect. What verse would you like me to start it?
Well, there's a few that are very important. So the first one is Romans 9:6. And Romans 9:6, yeah, that's the first one. Screen. Do you want me to read it? Or you want to read it? I could read it. There it says, so this is against the idea that Saint equals Israelite. It equals Romans 7:5. It is not as though the word of God is failed, for not all who are descendants of Israel, but and not all are children of Abraham, because they are his offspring. So that's important, number one.
Because they are his offspring. You got Ishmael, the first son, and you got the 6 sons from Keturah. The Most High is dealing with the second boy, which is Isaac. Yatazakak, which means laughter. You know the story behind him being called laughter. You know, you can bring it up on the comment board over here. So when it says all Israel is not Israel, meaning you have the Israel of God, which is the elect, and then you have the rest of the elect. You have an elect among the elect. You have a chosen among a chosen, like a champion among champions. You have a class of champions, then you have a champion over those champions. Same thing with the word elect. You have the elect that's going to be delivered of Israel. Then you have the rest of Israel that's not going to make it, but they're going to come back in the kingdom through us, which makes them the elect. Why? Because they are the elect. Let's listen on.
And it's important to understand the promise is made to Abraham, and it's about his seed, who is
his seed is Isaac. It's not Ishmael. It's not the 6 sons of Keturah from Keturah. It's Isaac, and Isaac is the Messiah.
The Messiah. That's what the book of Galatians tells us explicitly. And then it talks about the purpose of election, which is very important to understand how this relates to.
He said the Messiah, right? Did not the Messiah tell the disciples, go not into the way of the Gentiles, neither into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as ye go, preach saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand? Did not the angel Gabriel say, you shall call his name? The word there in English is Jesus. But the angel said, Yahushai, and he broke it down. He said, he interpreted the name. He said, which means he shall save his people from their sin. The word Jesus or Yahushai is Yah, he, the prefix he, and Yeshua or Hawashai, which is Yahushai, that's the right way to pronounce it, means the delivered. There was a king by the name of the king of Israel, by the name of King Hoshea. If you put a Yah prefix in front of King Yeshua, it would be Yahushai or Yeshua, as they say. The same thing with Joshua. Joshua is Yahushai.
Here's what's fascinating. When you go down and look, you see Romans chapter 9, verse 24. And right before that it says, which he hath prepared for glory beforehand, even us whom he has called, not from the Gentiles.
Those are Israelites that got caught up in that mess during the time of the Maccabees with Antiochus Epiphanes. He was forcing them to not at all to call themselves Jews, to not circumcise their kids, to eat swine flesh, to dress up in the Greekish fashion, to worship Bacchus or Dionysus. And you had a lot of them that said, we don't want to die, so we'll do what the king says do. And the Maccabees and his family represented the resistance, because there were a lot of them that saying, "No, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to see my wife die. I'm gonna go with what Antiochus Epiphanes says." So they taught their sons and daughters that. So generations in the future, this is what you get a key person, Cornelius. Cornelius, there's no story on Cornelius. There's no book what really happened to Cornelius and who was his family. There's no book. There's no records on Cornelius other than his name. He had to have been a Judite whose foreparents came out of that mess with Antiochus Epiphanes during the time of the Maccabees. And we're talking how many generations? Are we talking how many years? We're talking not even 200 years is when that happened, when Antiochus forced them to be Gentiles. So that's what it means by being Gentiles. Those are Israelites.
And then he uses Hosea to prove his point. And then he continues the same line of thought, verse 30. What shall we?
He says he uses Hosea to prove his point. What does it say in Hosea? I'm gonna close this. This is pointless. You're too easy, vocab. Hosea. He's talking about Hosea 1. What does it say, Gentiles, in Hosea 1? Let me go do a word search for Gentiles. Gent. No Gentile. I got 4 letters in, no Gentile. So now let's come to you can read the whole chapter. 9th verse. Then the Most High called his name Lo Ammi, which means not my people. You can look it up. For ye are not my people, because that's what it means. Lo Ammi. La'ah, I'm Yah. La'ah, not I'm people, and Yah, mine, not my people. For ye are not my people. Literally, it means La'ah, not people, mine, not my people, and I will not be your power. Who is he talking to? The Israelites. He turned his back on Israel. That's why we needed a savior. The savior only came for the sons of Israel, children of Israel. He shall save his people. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be, you know what let me do this. Okay, 10th verse. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, the Israelites, you or ye are not my people. That didn't happen in Rome. The Roman rulership allowed us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, the Sabbath days, the high holy days, and to keep our own laws. But we had to pay tribute to them. The Babylonians, we knew that we were Israelites. The Medieval Persian Empire, the Greek Empire during the time of Alexander. Alexander kissed our asses, all right, because of certain visions he saw that was explained to him, that he was the he-goat in Daniel, the 8th chapter. So he allowed us to keep the laws. But then several generations later, you had Antiochus Epiphanes say, no, they got to be Gentiles. They can't call themselves Jews. That was the only time we were not our people. And it's obvious it's not talking about, this is not talking about that time period. It's talking about now, how we lost who we were. This man made sure he made sure that we didn't know who we are as a people. That's why there was a great crime made. It says, and it shall come to pass that in the place, it had to be America, where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. And that's what vocab is saying, that you're not the people, that these small hats are the people. There it shall be said unto them, you or ye are the sons of the living God. You are the Israelites. And that's happening right now. That's why Vocab Malone is a stumbling block against this thing, that we're not the people. We are the people. And you know, Israelites are not even listening to you. The ones of those Israelites that listen to you, let them fall with you, because that's exactly what they're going to do. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel, no record of Judah and Israel, the two kingdoms coming back together. So it has to be now. Be gathered. That's what the sign was all about. Be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Jezreel means Yazarai Allah, which means Jez or he. Let me do this. Yazarai Allah. He. Sometimes you got the word Israel. The I and I is Yah, or the J-E would be the Yah in Hebrew. Jezreel, Yazarai El, or Yazarai Allah, literally means he, seed of God. Let's find out what the blue letter says. Zarai. He, Zarai Allah. It's similar to the name, it's another way of saying Israel. Instead of saying Shah Allah, he prince with God, it's he seed of God. That's what it means. So what in the hell is this guy talking about? See, it's matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me go back to that. Let's come back over here. Bear me for a minute.
I got it on my screen. You want me to read it, or you want? I could read it. There it says. So this is against the idea that saint equals Israelite. It equals one who's set apart. It is not as though the word of God has failed, for not all who are descended from Israel belong to Israel. Not all are children of Abraham, because they are his offspring. So that's important, number one. Then it's important to understand the promise is made to Abraham, and it's about the seed who is the Messiah.
See, the Messiah came directly through the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Isaac is Yahweh Shah.
That's what the book of Galatians tells us explicitly. And then it talks about the purpose of election, which is very important to understand how this relates to. And here's what's fascinating. When you go down and look, you see Romans chapter 9, verse 24. And right before that it says, which he hath prepared for glory beforehand, even us whom he has called, not from the Jews only, but also from the Gentiles.
Gentiles or Israelites. Romans 9:24. Even us whom he had called not of the Jews only, which is Judah only, but also the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners. As he saith also, so he's quoting from Hosea. I will call them my people, which are not my people. Didn't I just read that in Hosea 1? So who is he talking to? He's talking to the Israelites. He mentioned Judah and Israel, the two kingdoms coming back together, and her beloved, which was not beloved, because he turned his back. That's why we needed a savior. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall it be said, there shall they be called the children of the living God. Who are the children of the living God? The Israelites. 27th verse. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. So what the hell are you talking about the Gentiles, man? The Gentiles right here are talking about Israelites. It didn't know that they were Israelites. Ye were called Gentiles, carried away by these dumb idols. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant, the elect of the elect shall be delivered. Let's listen to a little bit more.
And then he uses Hosea to prove his point. And then he continues the same line of thought, verse 30. What shall we say then? And relates to the Gentiles. And so you know he's actually talking about Gentiles there.
He's talking about Israelites.
Because in verse 30 he says, well, you know, they didn't have the law like Israel did. So
yeah, they didn't have the law because of Antiochus Epiphanes.
So he's using Gentile in the same way in Romans 9:30 that he is in the rest of the passage. And unless we can show he suddenly switches back and forth his definition of Gentile, we're stuck with the fact that Gentiles are called, Gentiles are part of those who are the elect.
Yes, because they are national Israel.
And so that means they would also be saints. And guess how? Beautiful thing. It says, look, it says Romans 1:7 to all those who being called to be saints. So notice how Paul saints calling out the rest of the election. But what did Romans 9 say? It says there's also Gentiles.
Those were the Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. How many times do we have to keep telling this fool that?
That's exactly what it is. Through their trespass, salvation has come to the Gentiles.
Those were Israelites.
We wouldn't have any confusion. But that doctrine needs Romans 9. Try to find some of them super Gentiles, even though we see when we put the book together that there's elect Gentiles. That means they're saints, because that's how Paul opens up the book. And indeed, if you look at the end of the book, all the way at the end of Romans, Paul gives a bunch of shout outs. And it's clear, singular, yeah, last thing is those names at the end of Romans 16.
Exactly, because they came up under Antiochus Epiphanes. You need to go to the book of First Maccabees and Second Maccabees. They were given Greek names. Timothy had a Greek name. Timothy was not circumcised. Timothy was an Israelite. And in Romans the 16th chapter, it mentions even one of them was named Herod, I believe. I'm not going to go to it, but all those names that he saluted had Greek sounding names because they were Israelites, just like us. I have my name that my mother gave me. Apostle Gabar has the name that his father, parents gave him, and you go down the line, and we change our name. In other words, we might legally keep that name that we were born with, but we're going to call among each other. We call ourselves by a surname. There were Israelites that were raised up by their parents to be Greeks. Go back to the history. He doesn't understand the history of the Maccabees. He doesn't understand He doesn't even know who this guy here, this character here. He doesn't even know who Antiochus Epiphanes is. Anyway, I'm gonna say Shalom. This will still be playing, so you can come on here and put some comments up there. People are goddamn confused. Anyway, Shalom.